The easiest way to get connected to the Connect site is through Moodle. In Moodle, in the 120 course, scroll down until you get to week 1. In week 1, there's a link at this location that will take you to the Connect site. At this point, you're going to need to sign in to the Connect site. Type your name, type your email address, and then your password. And click Sign In. Now you're going to have a list of the courses that you are registered to in Connect. Most of you should only have one course. I happen to have 2 at this moment. So if you have more than one, just click on the appropriate course. In this case, it's the CS-120 Morgan course. After you select here, you will come to the main Connect page. At the first week, you're only going to see week 1 available. What I want you to do is to click on week 1, and once this opens, you're going to see 2 different items. One is Chapter 1. This is the reading for the week, and then the quiz on that reading. You're going to start by clicking on the reading. Now here's a good example of making sure your computer has the items you need in order to work this course. One of those is the requirement to have Flash Player installed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to walk through installing Flash Player on my computer so you can see. In this case, I just clicked on the icon to get Flash Player. At this point, I'm going to turn off the Install McAfee Security Scan Plus. This is an optional product that they're trying to promote, so I don't install this as I have my own virus protection. Then I'm going to click Download Now. At this point on my particular computer, I'm going to click Save the File, and it's going to save the file, in this case in the Firefox program. It's going to save it to a download location. Up here in Firefox, I can click on this green arrow and I can see where the download is. In this case, it's at this location. I can just select it to execute the file, and we're going to run it. I'm going to go ahead and let the program make changes to my computer. And it'll take a moment, and we're going to let Adobe notify me to install updates. I don't like updates being installed automatically. Once the install is complete, you can just press the Finish button. It's going to open a new web page to say that, hey, Flash has been installed. I'm going to go ahead. Okay, what you're seeing here on the screen is what is called the Smartbook. The Smartbook is basically a step beyond just a normal textbook. This is showing you the first chapter of the book, Information Technology, the Internet, and You. So this is the first chapter of the book. The learning tool, how you're going to get started, is by pressing here. We're not going to do that just yet. Over here on the left, it shows you your assignment, what you're going to be learning in this particular chapter. Here it's going to tell you when you have to have this completed and what the assignment progress is. In this case, this assignment has not been started by me yet. Down at the bottom are some other items that I will talk about later. So what we're going to do first is just click on Learn. Okay, when we first start the actual book, this is showing the textbook for you in the electronic format. On the left here is an overview, a preview of the different chapters within this particular book. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move to the Read section so we can read through the chapters. So here is the first chapter of the book, the first page of this chapter. And if you look through here, there are different types of items that you can look at to identify what is important and what may not be important to you when reading the book. Certain items here you notice have a slight gray out. They're not quite as distinct as the rest of the text. This is because these are areas that are considered less relevant for study. These are items that I would recommend for those people who are fairly computer savvy. You don't necessarily need to read in order to understand and get what you need to out of this chapter. If you're very new to computers and computer technology, it's important to read this area. Now you can make this less dim by just clicking on it, and you'll be able to read that. Okay. There are different ways to move through the text. You can move the mouse cursor over here to the right. This button will cause you to move to the next page in the chapter. In this case, I can move up and down the page by scrolling the mouse. Let me go to the next page till we get to the first page. Okay, here is the first actual chapter in the book. Certain items are going to be highlighted. These are considered the most important topics at this moment. These are for the people that are very familiar with computer topics. If you're not, I recommend undimming the other areas and reading those as well. For those of you that are skilled, you can just press this button up here at the top. This will move through the book, only going to those chapters that are considered the most important for those who are skilled. Okay, as you're going along, it's going to show your assignment progress, how well you're completing this particular assignment. Okay, a part of this that makes this book a little better than just, the software better than just reading a book, is your ability to practice what you've learned as you're going along. Now that's this button up here. So we did the preview, we did the read, now we're going to click on practice. What practice is going to do is it's going to ask you questions. You just need to answer those questions to the best of your ability. For instance, let's look at this one. One of the things you need to know to be competent with computer technology is the 5 parts of a and something system. People's procedures, software, hardware, and data. So we have to ask ourselves, which of these do we think is right? An information system, a computer system, or a networking system? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press computer system. Now down below you're going to answer whether you think this is right, you know it's right, maybe it's right, you're not quite sure, but you have no idea. Well, I think this is right, so I'm going to press the think this is right. Okay, I got the question wrong. Now what happens when you get a question wrong is it's going to go ahead and it's going to put this question back into the queue. I've moved us back to the read phase now, and if you look at the top, you can see the assignment progress. We are about, maybe a third of the way through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue working my way through the book and answering the practice questions. Your ultimate goal is to complete all of the questions in the practice phase. In this case, you want to make sure that the assignment progress is complete. Once you're done, you're going to move on to the next week, the next part of this week's assignment. If you ever want to, you can come back and revisit this chapter by clicking on the recharge. This will go ahead and allow you to take more or answer more questions and increase your skill knowledge.